So apparently I had to yank it to that direction, not do it slowly, just really fast, just yank it in that direction.
The Origami Killer's apartment.
That's a little
There
annoying.
must be something that'll tell me where Sean Mars is. I'll go through it room by room, but there's bound to be some kind of clue.
Oh, oh. Huh. Huh.
Gotta be fast. He could come back any time. He used to be a cop. Probably knew exactly how an investigation would be carried out. That's where the smell of burning comes from. Evidence going up in smoke. A cop's uniform. Always trust a cop.
Huh.
That's why children went with him. He was dressed as a cop.
Huh. There's a false back to this closet? Oh my goodness, he's got a secret room. Whoa. Orchids.
Shelby could come back at any moment. This is where he cultivated the orchids that he left on the chest of his victims.
That's where he would type up the letters. The origami that he would make for each of those little clues. Nope, not that one.
Sean Mars.
There he is.
The lunatic's been watching him drown. But it's some kind of a well filling up with... Shit, it needs a password.
John. Incorrect. Rain. Max!
Got it. Max. The name John gave to his paper dogs when he was a child. What the hell is that? An address. It's gotta be where Sean Mars is. Hurry. There's no time to lose.
Now I wonder why he would just have that there on the screen. Oh. Uh-oh.
So you found my little secret.
It's over, Scott. All those children killed just to find a father capable of saving his son?
Shut up! You don't understand.
There's one child left. There might still be time to save him. Let him go. Do what your father couldn't do.
Get in there.
We need to bust out of here. If it's affecting the audio for you guys, I apologize. Because I have the audio cable that you guys are hearing the audio through connected directly into my controller, and of course if I have to if I shake the controller, I'm sure it's going to affect the audio you guys are hearing, so I apologize for that.
Think, man, think. I gotta find some way to protect myself from the heat and smoke.
Smoke seeping through the door.
What the?
I'm gonna suffocate. Time to get...
He set the whole place on fire. Well, isn't that just great?
I don't want to die here. Not now, not like this.
Oh, come on.
I'm choking.
I can't
The air's
see.
filling my lungs.
I can't see the floor to see where I need to go to avoid the flames. Oh, here we go.
The apartment is already in flames. I gotta...
Oh no, he left a tank of gas to explode the place? Nice, Scott. Thanks a lot. I gotta find something. What can I use? What can I find here? I can't turn it off or anything, can I? Ah! Calm down, Madison. Calm down. We gotta move. We gotta move. Alright. Can we get out the front door? Of course he, like, either locked it or bolted it or something. Nope, I don't think we're getting out of there. Out that way. I don't think we're going to be able to get out of here to avoid this explosion. There's only one thing we can do here. The refrigerator. We got to get inside the refrigerator. It's the only thing that'll keep us safe from the explosion. Got to get everything out of the fridge. Everything. We got to hurry before that timer runs out. Once that timer... Okay. Woo! Yep, that was some explosion. But a refrigerator is strong enough to withstand it, almost like putting yourself in a safe. Call Ethan.
I know where Sean is. I've got to tell Ethan.
Just to confirm it for him. Well, he didn't pick up, so... But then again, we already told him where to go. So he's already on the way. That's probably why he's not answering. We'll just meet him there. And now we see Sean's face. Which means this is it. This is the finale. Where all of our choices culminate. And we see how we do here. Is everyone going to get there in time to save Sean? There's Ethan with the stolen taxi.
Sean! Sean! Sean!
Up ahead. That's the drain.
I've been looking for a
Scott.
long time, Ethan. Looking for a father that would be able to do what mine could not do.
To what end?
Sacrifice
Why?
himself in order to save his son. Oh, I searched. And then I remembered you.
Look at that. He was there when Jason got killed.
All those murders, just to find a father capable of saving his son?
Just to find a father? Do you have any idea how it feels to be a worthless nothing in your father's eyes? Believe me, I've suffered just as much as my victims.
And you think
I
that
finished
justifies
the damn trials.
everything
now
you've done.
give me back my son!
He's there. All you have to do is open that grate.
It's not, it's just a little confusing. It's not really entirely logical or make sense. Oh my gosh, he's gonna shoot him! Oh, Ethan! Norman's just saved Ethan big time. Woo! Way to go, Norman! Gotta break that lock. It's gotta be like a bar or something. Ah, right there. No, no, go the direction I'm pointing, Ethan. There we go. That has to be strong enough to break that lock. Come on. Come on. Come on, Ethan, you can do it. Yes. Oh no, Sean. Don't you die on us, Sean. Don't you die on us. Excuse me, guys. Man, the level of water in that drain rose up pretty fast there. 1 second we saw his head, and the next second his head was under the water. Oh, here we go. A showdown between Norman and Shelby. Oh boy. I gotta be on top of my game here for this quick time event. Can't really afford to mess up here. Oh! Meanwhile, down below them, Blake and the others are here. Ah! Ah! Nah. What I find hilarious is that nobody down there looks up and notices this. Notices or any of the falling debris that's going down from him throwing them at Norman. Ah! Nobody down there is noticing
Suspect
this.
is likely to be armed and dangerous.
Oh, great.
All
Blake's gonna
personnel
interfere
are
with
ordered to
Madison.
Shoot to kill. I repeat, shoot to kill. Ash, are the snipers in position?
Yes, Lieutenant. They're ready on your command.
Doesn't want to risk getting
Perfect.
proven wrong.
He won't get away this time. We'll gun him down as soon as he shows his face.
Doesn't even want to arrest him. He just wants to kill him.
Hey, you there! What are you doing?
Lieutenant, my name is Madison Page. I'm a journalist. I have proof that Ethan Mars is innocent. He's not the Origami
Ash,
Killer.
what is a journalist doing here? I thought I told everybody to keep their mouths shut.
She just said that she has
Get out of here. I don't
evidence
wanna
that
get in
proves
the
he's
way.
innocent,
Okay, Lieutenant.
and he blows her off.
Come on.
You're about to make a terrible mistake, Lieutenant. Ethan Mars is innocent. I can prove it.
How did this guy ever get the distinction of being a detective? I'm sorry, but the chief who runs that department is an idiot for letting Blake get to that position. Oh boy, come on. Come on, Sean. Come on, breathe.
Don't hurt me, son, please. Breathe. You gotta breathe.
Ah! Can't mess up now. Come on. Ah.
Don't leave me. Please. Sean, don't leave me.
Ethan, don't stop. Keep going. Oh! Oh! Sean, don't you ever do that again.
Sean. Oh,
Don't you scare us like that again.
I thought you were gone.
Dad, I knew you'd come and save me.
Aww. Oh, Sean.
Sean,
The poison.
listen. You are the best thing that's ever happened to
Wouldn't
me
he
in
have
my
been
life.
feeling the effects by now, though?
I want you to know that whatever happens, I love you more than anything in the world.
Time's
I'm
up.
not dead. I took the poison an hour ago, and I'm not dead.
To be fair, Ethan, if that was poison you took, I'm sure you would have been feeling the effects before then. I don't think it's the kind of poison that works where, as soon as the timer is up, all of a sudden, boom, you drop dead without feeling any kind of like
Ash, get
pain
out of my
or
face.
anything like that.
Mars didn't do it, for Christ's sakes. He's innocent.
You know what? Let me go. That's it. I'm taking matters in my own hands here. Go, Madison, go! Why are you swerving? Just head to the door.
Holy crap.
What do we do, Lieutenant?
Attention all personnel, hold your fire. I repeat, hold your fire.
Madison? What's going on?
The cops. They're out there. They have the building surrounded. They'll shoot you if you go outside.
I'll go out alone. I'll
No!
talk to them. I'll explain.
No!
Dead before you can open your mouth.
Exactly.
Look, we'll all go out together, with our hands in the air, and they can't possibly shoot us.
If you have
Evidence
Sean.
that proves your innocence, Ethan.
If you bring out with Sean
sorry, I
alive,
didn't trust
if you bring him out, that's what'll keep them
I
from
was
shooting
only
you.
about Sean, and I thought
Poor Sean, look at his face.
That's okay.
Oh,
The only thing that matters is that
that
you saved
poor
your
kid.
son.
When was the last time he had anything to eat? I doubt Scott was visiting him and giving him any kind of food while he was drowning there. Oh, man. That was close. Come on, Norman. Come on, you can do it. Oh! Right in the face. Nice one, Norman. Get up! Oh! Oh, look who has the advantage now.
Please, save me.
Fine. See, Blake, this is how you be a good cop. But of course Scott tries to double-cross him. Nice kick to the face. Ah. Typical bad guy. Norman saves his life, and he immediately tries to kill him afterwards. I have a feeling Scott is going over. Right. Yep. There he goes. This is like the end of Die Hard. And Scott is gone. Grab it, Norman. Grab it. Yeah, there you go. Attaboy. Nice job, Norman. You won the battle and saved the day and defeated the villain. Ugh, look at the blood on those blades there. Yup. No way Scott's alive after that. The Origami Killer is no more. Look at that, Blake. He saved his son's life. You think he's still the killer? They're not firing, so... looks like everything worked out. Now that whole sequence can go entirely different based on what choices I had made earlier throughout the game.
Sean Mars alive more than 4 days after his disappearance.
And now we get our
Mars
epilogue.
had been imprisoned in a well by the man known as the Origami Killer.
Little summary
The
here.
successful resolution of this case was made possible only by the bravery of Ethan Mars, who the police believed at one point to be
Which
the killer.
this would also
It
be
is
very
no doubt
different
due to his
based
great
on what
courage
choices
and
I had
tenacity
made.
that he succeeded in foiling the plans of the Origami Killer. The police commissioner presented him with an official apology today. Our main headline today.
Should get
It
an
is
apology from
reported that
Blake,
the
really.
police have identified the man thought to be the Origami Killer. Scott Shelby, 48, is a former police lieutenant who claimed to be a private eye hired by the families of the killer's victims.
I'll bet Lauren is
During
just
a
beside
massive
herself
police
right now.
operation, but further details have not yet been released to the public.
And now we get our little ending scenes for each of our characters. Based on how this game had gone, based on the choices I had made.
A friend of a friend let me jump in line. If we like it, it's ours.
Looks like Ethan and Madison are officially together, and Sean is with Ethan and Madison now.
Hey, Dad! I think I found my room!
Wonder how much time has passed.
Well, what do you think?
It's perfect, Ethan. We'll be able to forget what happened. We'll lead a normal life. And one day, it'll all just seem like a bad dream. We've earned the right to be happy now, Ethan. All three of us.
So it looks like those two got married, and Madison is now Sean's stepmom, and they're all gonna live happily ever after as a nice, happy family. But what about our favorite FBI agent?
Our guest today
We'll check
is
in
on
with
the
him
cover
now.
of today's World magazine this week, and has been hailed by the whole nation as a new hero for our times.
Yes!
Astonishingly, he almost single-handedly ended the sinister series of killings by the man known as the Origami Killer, and saved the life of young Sean Mars. His determination, courage, and intelligence have won our admiration. Norman Jayden.
Yeah! Good for you, Norman. That guy earned it. Now to find a bit more about how things turn out for Norman, which is a bit mixed, actually. Once again, contemplating whether or not to use that. Yeah! Flushed it down the toilet. Good for you. Back at the FBI headquarters. Excuse me. He's like, yeah, that's enough. But here's where things get a little strange. Yeah. That supposedly is the good ending for Norman. Looks like he let Ari mess with his mind, which is kind of strange. That's considered the good ending. Oh. Lauren. Guess whose grave she's at?
You killed my son, Scott.
Yep.
Were you thinking about that when you held me in your arms?
Probably did.
I don't know why you did all this.
Probably makes her sick to her stomach.
Nothing can justify it anyway.
Yep, I agree.
I feel nothing but contempt for you. Nothing but contempt.
She's right. Despite us kind of getting, or rather finding out about, I guess, what his motivation was, it just did not really make that much sense. And to me, it wasn't even a motivation that justified in any way whatsoever why he did the things he did.
I want to see them again. I'm a father too.
And here are the credits, which will show you some of the choices I made, but also some alternate choices or results of what could have happened. I'm going to be very careful here, because of course this is where the software crashed on me before. There, I'm just going to click it once. Did I turn down the sound? So, hopefully nothing happens now. Nothing bad. Because if this crashes on me again and I have to redo this again, I'm just going to be beside myself. So you guys can get a glimpse here as to some of the other things you could have done with some of the alternate choices. Some alternate results. Which, as I've said... Oh, and here's something else that would have happened had I stuck around in that guy's house. Yep. That's one of the things about this game that's really good, is the amount of replayability. It's got a great amount of replayability value because of all the various different choices and results that can happen here. There are whole sequences and scenes you guys didn't even get to see because of the choices I made. And there are multiple different trophies that you can get for totally different choices and styles or runs of the game. You can do a run in this game where you can have Scott be completely victorious. There can be a run in the game where you make choices, supposedly all the quote-unquote wrong choices, where everyone dies except Scott. You can have it where you can make choices where Norman can die, Ethan can die, Madison can die, everybody can die except Scott Shelby, and he ends up winning. And he just walks free, ends up being victorious, where no one still knows who the Origami Killer is. There's like so many different things that you can do with different choices. You can leave Lauren behind, and what happens at the end based on whether or not she's alive or dead, and whether or not Scott is alive or dead by the end of it is also completely different. You can have Ethan get caught by the cops, and that can lead to different scenes and different outcomes, different choices. There's just a ton of different things that you can do, which can offer to many different playthroughs of this game many times over. With just experimenting just to see all the different types of things that can happen. It's kind of similar to why I, have been doing my Renegade run in Mass Effect, and why, if you know the Mass Effect or any of the BioWare games, you know that you usually don't play those once, you play them multiple times because of all the different multiple choices and results that you can be able to have based on the choices that you made. Like I said, just the sequence alone can be completely different. You can have it where you can go to the warehouse with just Madison, and Madison can be there alone, and she can be the one that finds Sean, and then Scott will confront Madison instead of Ethan. And that would be like if Ethan got arrested and he's still in prison. And things that Ethan does, how things go for Ethan in the end, can be variously different depending on what choices you made. You could end up being at a point where Ethan had already died and Sean visits him at his grave with his mom. You could have Ethan end up staying in prison, and if Sean dies, he ends up hanging himself in there. If you don't save Sean and Ethan does get arrested, he could shoot himself in the hotel room. There's so many different outcomes and choices and such. You could have it where that scene at the end of the apartment where it's just Ethan and Sean, no Madison. That changes depending on whether or not you actually chose to have Ethan and Madison end up in a romance together. Which, if they don't, how it turns out for Madison, she ends up getting like a book deal because she's a journalist, but she still ends up having like nightmares about that whole people breaking into her place dream sequence from earlier in the game. So it can end up being very darker for each of our different characters. You could have Norman end up staying addicted to that drug, and it pretty much ends up killing him due to overdosing in the end. You could have it where he died earlier, and then Blake messes with the glasses, and that ends up having him see Norman in that airy world that he has in the glasses. There are so many different things that you can see as a result of the choices you make in this game that offer various different things. It's really, really cool seeing that, which is why I enjoy games like this. Just like, it may not be that great on the gameplay, it may be a ton of quick time event type of gameplay with dialogue choices, which for some people I can understand why it's boring. But for someone like me who likes games that are driven by a really good story with really good characters and with multiple choices that give you various different results, offering you many different runs at playing the game so that you can see all the different outcomes, I really enjoy this type of game. And it's one of those PlayStation exclusives that I always recommend. Obviously not for the gameplay, but just because of the what I think is an interesting story. It's not necessarily a great story, because as you probably understand, when you get to the end and you find out the big revelation, it almost feels like a bit of a letdown, because they kind of handled it in a way that I thought was not very good. But that doesn't mean that it's absolutely horrible. It's just done in a way that I think could have been done better. But it's still pretty good, though. And especially if you are one who likes the premise of murder mysteries, trying to solve who is the killer, and things like that. If that's the kind of thing that you like, then this is a game that I think you would really enjoy. Trying to figure it all out. trying to find all the clues, utilizing different characters to try and figure it all out and see where it goes, see what happens, where, based on the choices that you make, you can either succeed or you can fail. And it's really cool seeing that play out like that. Excuse me. Well, so far so good. The software hasn't crashed on me. I'm telling you guys, it was at some point after we saw those clips and these credits were rolling that it crashed on me, and I cannot tell you guys how upset I was. So yes, Quantic Dream, I thought did a pretty good job for one of their, I think, earliest outings. It was a game that I think I wasn't really sure. I don't know if they were sure what they really had, but I think it ended up being something that I think was pretty good. So here in extras, you can see the trophies I've gotten. You can also, I don't think you can see ones that you haven't gotten though. Or maybe you can. Let me see here. Alright, so here are some of the ones Survived the explosion by hiding in the fridge. So these are some of the trophies I got that you guys unfortunately did not get to see me get. Save the Origami Killer before he falls with Jaden or Madison. Finish Heavy Rain. Complete the story with 4 characters alive. Find all the clues using the Airy, Crime Scene, Mad Jack, Fish Tank, and Find the Killer. Save Sean. So those are the trophies I've gotten so far, just in this first playthrough. But there are more trophies to get. Bonus. Trailer, concept art, making of with the virtual actors, which is pretty cool thing to see them do for the making of this game. Back then, it was like, wow, really? Casting real actors. It was like, of course, it's becoming more customary now in games today, but back then, it was like, wow, this looks amazing with the facial animations, everything. So yeah, that was Heavy Rain, everyone. It's a PlayStation exclusive. I highly recommend if you love story-driven games with multiple choices and various different results for the story. And there's going to be more to come from Quantic Dream and David Cage when it comes to these types of games. In fact, be on the lookout for another game that they did involving a couple other more notable actors, including our favorite Green Goblin from the Spider-Man movies, Willem Dafoe, but that will be a separate playthrough of it for a different time. And, of course, when they eventually come out with that, I think, what's that game called? Detroit as Humanity or Human? Something like that. One of the next Quantic Dream games, which I saw based on, I think it was the trailer at E3, that's going to be another choice-driven game like this one. I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. But until then, my name is DJ Neeks. This has been my playthrough of Heavy Rain on the PS4. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next time.